Lori, do you have a moment to chat with me? I have something that I need to discuss with you.
Oh, hello, Hannah. Yeah, I have some time to text right now. What is on your mind?
I just wanted to confirm that you would be coming to visit next month, is that right?
Yeah, of course. We're all going to go over to your house for your birthday. I was going to go with Jack.
I see. Well, I knew that Jack was going to be there, but I wasn't sure if you were intending to go as well.
I see. Well, yes, I was going to go and celebrate your birthday.
You know, I think that I should know since I used to be in your shoes, but you don't really want to come over and have to spend time with your in-laws, right?
Oh? Sorry. Is that how you think I think of you guys? Because I was actually looking forward to it.
Come on. You know that you don't have to say that just because I'm your mother-in-law, right? I know how this works. You're my daughter-in-law, and you would rather not have to spend time with me if you don't have to. So, I just wanted to let you know that it's okay. You don't have to come over for my birthday, okay?
I'm sorry, Hannah. I'm really not trying to just be polite or anything. I really did want to go with Jack to your house for your birthday party.
Oh dear. I don't know why you insist on keeping up this little act. I used to be someone's daughter-in-law too, you know. I get it. You don't have to put on airs for me. I know how you really feel about all of this, okay? So please, don't force yourself to go with Jack if you don't really want to. I'll be just fine if only my son comes over on my birthday. I really mean that.
I promise you that I would not force myself to go to your birthday if I didn't want to. I mean, I've even bought you a present for the occasion. Like I said, I really have been looking forward to this.
Well, I am very happy that you want to do what you think you have to in order to celebrate your mother-in-law's birthday. But I really will be just fine if it's only my son who comes over on that day. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, but I don't really understand. I was planning to be there and I don't really see any reason why I wouldn't go.
Lori, I understand why my husband and son would want to come over and celebrate with me. After all, they're my family. But none of that really has anything to do with you at all when you think about it. I mean, we're not family. So why would you bother to come?
I don't get what you mean. How could you say that you and I aren't family?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I just plain don't want you to come over and celebrate my birthday with the rest of us. I really would prefer if you just stayed home on that day.
So, you're saying that you don't even want me to be there on your birthday?
Exactly. But this means that now you just gained a whole day that you thought you were going to have to waste on me. So you see, it really is a win-win when you think about it. So let's just not waste each other's time any more than we have to.
I don't understand. How could you be asking me not to go on your birthday? I don't even know what I would say to Jack that would get him to go along with that.
Oh, really? Well, I guess I'm just a bit shocked that I'm having to spell all of this for you in the first place. After all, what a good daughter-in-law needs more than anything is tact. You need to know when you should and shouldn't be interfering in your husband's family business.
I am still really confused. Have I done something to upset you, Hannah? I know that we don't get along fabulously, but I didn't realize that you were so averse to even having me around. I just don't even know what to say to all of this right now. I'm quite blindsided.
Oh dear. It isn't that I hate you or anything like that. I just don't want to have to deal with my son's wife on my birthday. In fact, if I can be honest with you, I still have no idea how it is that my son even ended up with a woman like you in the first place.
Oh, I didn't know that you felt that way. What kind of daughter-in-law were you hoping for, if I may?
Well, at the very least, I thought that Jack would know better than to marry someone from a poor family like yours. Did you really think that you would make a good fit for my son, who works in one of the largest companies in the world?
So then, the problem isn't with me, it's with my family? Am I getting that right?
When you and Jack got married, I heard a little rumor about you and your family. I heard that one time, your family was poor that they had to ask relatives to look after you for a while. I've never heard of any family doing that to their own daughter. But your parents were literally so poor that they couldn't even afford to take care of you.
I mean, yes, I did go to live with my grandparents for a few months when I was younger, but it's only because my mom was in the hospital and my dad was away on a business trip, so I didn't have anyone else who could take care of me.
But it is also true that your family was just very poor and didn't have the money to take care of you, isn't that right?
I mean, yes, it is true that my family was not super wealthy when I was little.
And that's why I'm so worried about you being married to my son, you see. I just want to make sure that you haven't only married him for his money.
Of course I haven't. I would never do anything like that, I swear.
Is that so? Because given how old you are, I wouldn't put it past you. A woman like you going after a man like my son. It just doesn't seem right.
Hannah, please. You have to know that I am not after Jack for his money at all. I promise you that I'm not.
Yes. Well, you can send all the message and say whatever you want, but that's just what someone doing what I think you might be would do anyway, right? Anyways, at the very end, I've decided that if I don't like it, then I don't have to see you. So if you're not going to leave my son, then the least you can do is leave me alone.
Hannah, can you please let me in the house? It is pouring out here, and I'm already soaking wet.
I thought I told you that a girl like you needed to learn some tact, didn't I?
What does that have to do with anything?
I thought I made it clear that I didn't want you coming over at all, didn't I? You really need to work on your reading skills if you didn't get that. I have to say, I'm quite surprised that you're this tenacious in the first place. After all, we are quite far from your home. But I already warned you not to come. So if you chose to listen to me, then that is on you. I told you that I didn't want you bothering me or my family.
But I already paid for the meal today. I don't get how you aren't going to let me in after I've already paid.
You think I care if you already paid for your meal for the day? That's not my problem at all. In fact, if you really wanted to help celebrate my birthday, you could have done so by not coming at all.
But Jack insisted that I come. He was the one who dragged me along even though I tried to tell him that I wouldn't. You really think that he's going to let you do this to me when he realizes how late I am?
Oh, you don't have to worry about Jack at all. You see, I told him that you reached out to me to tell me that you suddenly felt very ill.
And you really think that Jack is going to fall for something like that when he saw me this morning?
Of course he will. And anyways, he won't even notice that you're gone once we start talking and having fun. Like I said, I only wanted my family around, and I get what I want.
I don't understand, Hannah. Why are you treating me like this? Why can't I be a part of the family as well?
Because you're just not. You're not a part of the family, and you never will be. You're poor, and you always will be poor, and I'm not going to let you drag my family down to your level. But don't worry. If we have any leftovers, we'll be sure to leave them in the fridge for you. After all, I'm sure a poor little girl like you is used to eating other people's scraps. What in the world do you think you're doing? Why are you calling me so much? You are not going to be let into this house, no matter how many times you try and beg me. I told you that I'm not going to let some outsider like you ruin my precious family time.
Oh, you have got to give me a break. How dare you talk about your own daughter-in-law that way? Just let me into my damn house, and you go and wait outside until we're all done eating.
Excuse me? How dare you talk to me like that? Just who do you think you are?
I think that I'm your husband, Hannah. And I've already heard all about what's going on from Lori. I am just so shocked and disappointed in you. How could you do this?
Wait, but why are you texting me from her phone? This doesn't make any sense. What is going on here?
Well, the horrible wind and rain outside. I just stepped out of the house to try and collect some of our plotted plans to bring them in. Now, you had told me that Lori had to go home with a nasty stomach bug. But there she was, trying to hide under our awning. I asked her what she was doing here, and she told me all about what you've done. What is the matter with you, Hannah?
Wait a second. You mean to tell me that you went outside in this horrible weather? What if you slipped or got blown over?
You think I want to talk about the weather right now? We are talking about Lori. How could you do this to your own daughter-in-law? I just don't understand how you could do this.
Please, don't talk to me like that. I didn't mean to be cruel. I can explain everything.
Oh, really? And just what excuse are you about to pull out of your butt this time?
It's not excuses, I swear. You see, the thing is that Lori has been being rude to me for quite some time now. And well, I just thought that showing her that her actions have consequences might have fixed her attitude.
Is that really the best you can come up with?
But it's the truth. Yes, I was being a bit rude to her today, but it's only because she was insisting on coming.
I know that isn't true either. Lori showed me past text conversations with her. You even made fun of her family, Hannah. I know how you were putting her down for coming from a poor family, but you do know that her family isn't poor anymore, right? Not only are they successful, but it's proof of the hard work they've done throughout their lives.
Hold on a second. This is all just a big misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to make fun of her or her family at all.
You said that you didn't want her to drag our family down with her poverty. I really had no idea that you were even capable of coming up with such horrible things to say to someone.
Please, this is all a mistake. You've got this all wrong. I swear it, Paul.
What did I get wrong here? What could you possibly have to say for yourself about all this?
Well, don't you think that's strange? How did our son end up with a woman like her? I have worked too hard and too long for Jack's sake for him to end up with a girl like Lori.
So the truth finally comes out. At least you're not lying anymore. But that really is the last straw for me. I'll have you know that I think Lori is a wonderful and very kind person. In fact, I'm grateful that she would even want to marry Jack.
You're grateful that her and Jack are together? How can you say something like that, Paul? What is there to be grateful about at all with her?
What are you talking about? There's plenty to be grateful for. I mean, sure, our boy might not have a great job, but we both know how shy he is. He had never even dated a girl before Lori came around. I thought that we'd never get grandkids in our lifetime.
But I mean, don't you think that you're not giving Jack enough credit? Our boy's a great catch, and any woman would be lucky to be with him.
Maybe so, but if I'm being too critical, then you haven't been critical enough. I mean, even Jack himself told me that he thinks of it as a miracle that he met and married Lori. And you know what? Nothing you could do would ever come between them. For all your efforts, they are still dedicated to each other.
I don't know what has gotten into you, but I do know that Lori must have tricked you two somehow.
I just don't even know what to say to you anymore. But if you really dislike Lori that much, why don't you just leave? Because as far as Jack and I are concerned, we'd much rather have Lori around than you.
What? You can't be serious. This is just ridiculous. You're really going to choose her over me? Lori, please tell Paul to let me back in the house. The rain is really coming down, and the wind is blowing it right on me.
I'm sorry, but Paul told me that he didn't want anyone to disturb this time with his family.
You little brat! You're in my home, you know. How dare you talk to me like that? I want you out of there. I want you out right now.
I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you seem to understand the situation. Paul let me in the house and he asked you to leave. You're the one who isn't wanted here. Don't you get that?
No, this can't be happening. I refuse to accept this. How could my son and husband betray me like this? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I'm the heart and soul of that entire house.
Are you serious about that? I'm sorry, but no matter how you look at it, your husband is much more vital to holding this family together. In fact, if I were you, I would just follow his lead and stop acting up before you get into more trouble.
I still can't understand what went wrong. Paul is normally so quiet and reserved. He's never talked to me the way he was earlier.
Well, it sounds to me like you mistook his silence with apathy, when he was really just a man having his patience tested. Although, I do have to say that I really didn't even know that Paul liked me as much as this. So I was very happy to know that it was only you who felt this way about me.
I have just had about enough of all of this. You really think that a poor little nobody like you is going to get away with tearing apart my family like this? Why don't you just go back home to our poor parents and your tiny house and leave us all alone?
There you go again, insulting me. I really would have thought that you would at least learn to stop doing that. And just what is it that you have against my parents anyways, huh?
I already told you, I hate you and your family because you're all poor. And you're just trying to jump ahead in life by clinging on to my family through my son. But if I could, I would crush your whole family and wipe them off the face of the earth for trying that.
Wow, that is just violent.
Well, of course it is. You're trying to sink your claws into my son and husband and tear my family apart. You think that I'm just going to let you get away with this?
I think you should know that your son and husband are actually reading these texts, and Paul is not happy about any of what you're saying. You've really let down your family, Hannah.
Wait, what? You mean you've been showing them our messages? Why are you doing that? Please, can't you just let me inside so that we can talk about this?
Why would we do that when it's clear that you haven't learned anything this whole time? We are all just sick and tired of the way you've been acting. None of us want to deal with you, especially Paul. I do not think that he is as willing as Jack and I to let you get off without being punished.
Hey, Lori, isn't it time for you and Jack to be heading home soon? I really would like it if you could let me inside. I'm completely soaked from head to toe, and I'm literally shivering, it's so cold.
Tell me, have you thought about what you did and why it was wrong?
Yes, I've thought a lot about my actions, and I should have never been treating you the way that I was treating you. So I want you to know that I am very sorry, Lori.
What am I going to do with an apology from you? I don't need something like that.
So then, does that mean you forgive me?
Of course not. I only said that I didn't need it because you're too late. I am not going to forgive you, and even your husband is saying that he wants a divorce from you.
Wait, what? He can't be serious about that. Why would he do that?
I guess she is just really let down by the way you've been acting. I mean, just earlier you were still insulting my family. I don't know why you thought that you would win any points when you were already in so much trouble.
But he can't leave me. I don't want to get a divorce. This can't be happening. Please, I said that I was sorry.
Well, I don't think that saying sorry to me is going to fix much of this for Paul.
But can't you tell him that you've forgiven me? Can't you tell him that we'll put all this behind us? Please, we've been married for decades. Our marriage can't just end like this. I can't lose my husband and son all in the same day. Can't you see what you've already won? Why do you have to kick me when I'm already down? Why can't you just help me this once?
I am trying to tell you that this is all out of my hands now. Even if I said anything to either of them, they've already made up their minds about you. So your only option now is to pack up all of your things and find a new place to live.
Wait, no, please, you can't do this to me. Please convince Paul to stay with me. I can't lose everything like this at my age. He can't leave me like this.
You're really not just reading my messages at all, are you? But what I don't get is why you think that I would say even a word in your defense after what you've done. I tried to make things work between us. I wanted to be friends. But no matter what I tried, you refused to even put in the effort to make it work. Jack and I are going to be going home now, but it sounds like you and Paul still have a lot to talk about. Just know that after this, you are never going to see Jack or I ever again. We never want anything to do with you ever again, got it?
I can't believe this is happening to me. I never wanted things to go like this. This isn't what was supposed to happen.
After that, Paul and Hannah did end up getting divorced, and Hannah had to move out and find a place to live on her own. She did come back and begged Paul to let her back in several times, but each time he turned her away. Hannah had never really worked in her life, being a housewife ever since Jack was born. She also hardly had any savings of her own to speak of. I'm sure that moving out and having to earn her own money was quite the lifestyle shift for her. I hear that she's working a few part-time jobs at once and still barely managing to make ends meet in her tiny apartment. I even heard that Hannah ended up taking out several loans to try and keep her afloat, and that now she is up to her neck in debt. I have no idea how she is ever going to dig her way out of this hole she's made for herself. On the other hand, my life got much easier after Hannah was out of the picture. I was able to spend a lot more time with Paul and get to know him. Jack and I go over to his house regularly to have lunch or dinner with him. I actually have still never even seen Hannah since the last night we were talking, but I've sworn to myself to take care of Paul as best as I can. I know that what happened with Hannah wasn't easy on Paul or Jack, but I'm just glad that they've been so supportive of me, just like I've tried to be there for them. I may have taken a while, but I finally feel accepted into the family. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.